This is The Wheel Weaves Watches, a spoiler-free breakdown podcast of The Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime. I'm your host, Dani, and I'm joined by my co-host, Brett, and we're here to bring you an in-depth look into the Wheel of Time show. We'll share reactions, episode breakdowns, and relevant background information without spoiling future content from the book series. So let's get watching. Tonight we're talking about episode 1 of season 3 of The Wheel of Time. We just watched it and we're giving our initial reactions. It's so exciting.
Yeah.
Tell me your thoughts.
Okay, so this is the greatest episode of television in the history of television, number one.
Yeah, you really
Number
liked it.
two, we have done zero prep.
None.
So much so that you said the title of the chapter.
Yeah.
And that's not what we do here.
I didn't say the title of the chapter.
You didn't say the title of the...
Nope.
Oh, okay. There's no prep being done here.
None.
Okay, so episode 1 is called To Race the Shadow.
Yeah, and then what happened was I said, is this a chapter title in the books because of the whole thing that they're doing?
Yeah, and I said, I know every chapter title in this entire book series, and I don't remember this one.
And I said, I bet there is.
Yeah, so we looked it up, and yeah, it's chapter 47 of The Dragon Reborn, book number 3.
Yep.
It's a chapter title, and it's a good chapter.
Yeah.
So, anyways, this episode has so many nuggets.
So many things.
So many things happen.
And so many nod to book fans.
So many nods.
Yeah.
And so accurate to the vibe and important aspects of what happens in this series.
Yes.
They nailed it.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Plus, the weaves,
Yeah.
the magic,
They're looking good.
it gets better and better and better.
Wasn't even offended.
You didn't say anything, and usually you're like, I didn't care for that.
I wasn't even offended by the special effects.
It's fantastic. That's what happens with more viewers and bigger budgets, and
Love it.
yes. Okay, let's talk about a couple of key sequences.
Okay.
Because I have more episodes to watch tonight.
What's the first thing you want to talk about?
That I want to talk about that opening sequence, because we are really opening up the White Tower and the universe by introducing the Black Aja.
I know, it's so exciting.
And if I have to say that this was a good precursor to what battles with the power when we don't know who's good and bad is going to look like in this series,
Good.
man, I didn't know which way I was even looking.
Ugh, it was awesome.
Yeah, I was so on board. Leandrin.
And I definitely thought she was going to die.
I thought she was oh, she's going to I don't know, take over. And then it's no, she's going to be murdered right here. What? How could they kill her off so soon?
Uh-huh.
And then just snip, snap, snip,
So
snap.
many reveals. And then I love the Chesmal and Janine.
Yeah. Help us get in here.
No.
Black
They're
Aja.
evil.
But that's the thing, is so many people who I thought might be good guys are in fact bad guys.
Yeah.
People who...
Like Naomi. Who
right?
steals a bunch of shit.
Whole bunch of stuff.
And pretty much effectively murders Adelius.
I know. Well,
Murders her brain.
Murdered her brain. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's also, maybe, I'm thinking,
And then what happened to Varen's brain? Why is Varen's brain fine?
well, I'm just thinking,
Because the weave looked the same on both of them.
Adelius doing that reaction, it's just I imagine Adelius having some mornings or nights like this because she likes to indulge. It's just...
No.
No.
Not quite. No.
Okay.
This is different, I
Okay.
think.
Yeah. So what an introduction. And we can't linger on that very much because there's a few other things we got to discuss.
Pretty much everything else.
Yeah, but then we have to go watch episode 2.
Yeah, I know.
I demand that tonight.
I know.
I demand it.
I know.
Okay. Egwene. Let's talk about Egwene. She goes to the arches.
Yes.
She does it. We get a snippet.
She just tricks the Amerlin.
Yeah.
She tricks her.
She's got to get the ring to do whatever she wants all the time.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I like how she just tells Swan off.
Yeah.
In every chance she gets.
Swan's having a tough time.
A little bit.
She's had
a
rough 24 hours.
And the best part about that whole Leandrin Swan face-off is when Swan is like, she lies. Yeah. She's a dark friend.
Yeah.
And it's well, no, everything she just said is actually
it was
the
100% true. Yeah. But she is a bad guy, but she's also accurate about that. So I want to talk about that we get one sequence from Egwene's testing.
Yeah, we don't get all 3 arches.
We don't
it's
get
not
all of them.
long drawn out stuff.
No, we get Rand, who,
is so crazy.
He does such a good job
amazing.
Of
amazing
being
performance.
A crazy Rand.
Yeah.
Wow. And that long hair?
Yeah. It's
What
very
about that?
Logain-esque.
Right? Maybe that's a side effect of being crazy with the like a male
your
channeler.
hair grows long and kind of curly.
You forget to cut
Take
your
care
hair.
of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually probably makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It checks out. It checks out.
It does. It checks out.
Yeah. But his like scream when he's yelling like bow to me.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Okay.
And then but in that,
Yeah.
there's a couple things to note. Egwene is the
Amyrlin.
Amyrlin seat
Yeah.
in her future vision of
Yes.
what she's worried about is her becoming Amyrlin seat and having to channel or like.
Did any of
gentle
us
Rand.
really doubt that Egwene in her testing is gonna be? I imagine everything Egwene ever thinks about all the time is she's top dog.
In charge.
She's in charge.
Yeah. And then we also have Elaine looking pretty regal.
Very. She didn't say anything in that testing, which okay, we'll get to her in a second. And then Nynaeve.
Yeah, she's there.
Who's there also?
Yeah.
Yeah, the three of them hunting Rand. Like it's pretty okay.
Yeah.
It's a thing. It's a thing that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're gonna shift. We're gonna pivot.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about a couple more scenes, and then we're going to go watch episode number 2.
Okay.
Elaine and Avienda.
Yes, the best thing I've ever seen in my whole life.
This is the best thing I've ever seen in my whole life. I was going to say that.
It's so good.
Yes.
It's so good. It's everything I've ever wanted in the books and just like made headcanon
Yeah.
now is real canon.
Yes.
Well, show canon.
Show canon, and that counts. It counts. It counts, and is accurate. Have you seen the shape of Elaine's butt?
Yeah. So good. So hot. She's so hot.
So hot right now.
Avienda thinks Elaine is so hot throughout the books the whole time.
Like, come on.
It's
What
so
are we doing?
good. It's so good. It's so obvious.
Yeah.
They clearly love each other.
I
so
love.
much.
Okay, we get a little bit of a time lapse because we get that they came back from Falm on a boat. Egwene and
It's been
and
1
Rand.
month.
Yeah, it's been 1 month. Egwene and Rand are a thing. Apparently, that's not going very
Only
well.
sort of. Like, they're like, I guess we should be back together.
Right, and that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like, that was the only person who, from your small town, you were ever with until you
Although the scene with
dated
the boys.
a Forsaken. Oh my god!
The
And
scene
Rand
with
doesn't admit it.
The scene with the boys.
I thought he was gonna say,
I did a Forsaken.
I did land fear.
Yeah, right.
It was, but I understand why he didn't.
Yeah, no.
Because they're kind of just doing like I don't know.
Yeah. The most incredulous thing
Right.
for me is Matt just wandering around with the Horn of Valir.
Okay, so I thought about that and I was like, that's crazy. But
Yes.
here's the thing. No one would ever believe him because he's like, I'm blowing the Horn of Valir. And the artist is like, okay.
Yeah.
And there's a guy in the background who like looks at him and was like, okay, this guy.
Yeah.
Like there's no chance anyone would ever, like that's
Okay.
not a thing. There's 0%
Right,
chance
because
anyone
it's
believes
like
him.
mystical and magical.
It's a made up relic of.
and the hunt for the Horn
Yeah.
is like this crazy
I bet
long
you
tradition.
could buy 500 replicas of the Horn of Valir on any given street corner in any given city. There are
They
people
don't know what
who
it
will,
looks like though.
it doesn't matter. You could buy a fake because no, this is the real one.
Oh, I see.
You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter if he's
Okay.
actually
I
waving
like
around
what
the real
you've
thing.
just made up.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's a real thing. You can buy fakes of anything
Of
at
anything
any time.
At any time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the pictures, we've got Matt blowing the horn, and
Yeah.
he's going to send one of those back to the two rivers so his sisters can see him.
Yeah, of course.
And then we get a battle of Ishamael versus Rand,
Like in
the sky above Falm.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Rand says something along the lines of, there's not enough ale in the world to deal with this.
Yeah, right? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Now,
That was good.
we have a fantastic relationship between Moraine and Lanfear. I'm digging that.
Are you?
I'm digging it.
I'm on the fence about it. Because, like, they clearly have the same goal a little bit.
Lanfear wants what's best for Rand, and what's best for Rand is to be dating her forever.
Yeah. And not be dead.
And not be dead. And Moraine also wants him to not be dead. So
By the other Forsaken who
goals
want him
align.
dead.
Yes.
Goals align for the time being. And Moraine is like, if we have to kill her, we kill her.
I like how, I don't know if afraid is the right word, but how afraid Lanfear is of the other Forsaken.
Not afraid. I think she's afraid for Rand.
But that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like they literally give her cause for concern.
Yeah.
And we're introduced to Lanfear as like she's the baddest of the bad.
Uh-huh. Except for today when we got introduced to Moghedien, who's like a crazy torturer.
Creating gray men.
Assassins.
Yeah. Gray men assassins, yeah.
They look like little zombies.
Little nod for the Jacobsen.
Jacob. Jaikim.
Jaikim?
What did she say? Yeah. in the books we say Jacobsen.
Jacobsen, yeah.
Yeah.
However, language is a difficult thing.
And in the subtitles, I think it's spelled the same.
It's spelled the same. It is. It's just pronunciation. That's fine.
Yeah, it's Mogedian's pronunciation.
Yeah, which canonically, in Wheel of Time, you can say whatever you want, and it doesn't matter.
It doesn't even matter.
Even being the narrators of said books.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Nope. You do whatever you feel like.
Well, yeah.
Which is
whatever feels right in the moment.
Which is kind of like real life.
Except
how many
you know what's never right?
What?
Nynaeve and Aguini.
Aguini. That is never correct.
Edween.
Edween. That's never correct.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Nynaeve also drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So we have our groups splitting up into a few different directions. I just want to make a mental note of where everyone is going at the end of this episode.
Okay, and then are we going to talk about the craziness? That's like the best thing I've ever seen. As soon as I saw Parent Dreaming and I saw the axe, I was like,
we're doing it.
And then Matt had the playing cards and I was like,
we're doing this. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so let's do that first.
Okay.
So that is what
The axe comes alive.
The axe comes alive and tries to kill Perrin, and then we've got...
Loyal
and Bennett Chiad, which it is a awesome fight sequence. Matt is mystified by some playing cards. I actually like the fact that they did it that way of what happened.
It is a slight variation.
It's a variation, but it's
a nod.
It's good. It's he's 100%.
Like mesmerized.
He's mesmerized by the playing cards. While the Gray Man, which is what Lanfear's like, oh crap,
11 times.
11 times. We heard that. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So, and when we were watching it, I was like, why is Moraine and Lan, why are they just listening and watching this happen? Is because, well, it was a plan. It was a plan. It was a plan
to, quote, scare them into leaving.
Into doing what they want them to do.
Oh, the Forsaken have found us. We gotta go.
Yeah, and like, technically true. Lanfear did find them. She's a Forsaken. She counts. But also, we have a Gray Man attacking Nynaeve, and that does mean...
Which Lanfear didn't know about.
Which means the Forsaken have definitely found them. Anyways.
Mogedian specifically.
And then Rand and the other Rands. And when Rand started choking Egwene, I yelled out, how many other Rands are there? Mm-hmm. Oh, and then there was a few.
All jumping out of the mirrors.
It was so well done.
It was so
and
good.
Crazy.
It was so good.
Because you're supposed to be like, what is happening? What's happening?
It's supposed to be very confusing and weird.
And scary and terrifying.
Time.
Yeah.
It felt like I was reading a Wheel of Time book.
Yeah, because you're like...
I was like, what's going on?
I don't understand this.
Yeah. This is crazy and entertaining. I wish I knew what was going on.
What a fantastic episode.
Yeah. Nothing a little healing can't fix.
But that's very interesting, though, because the fight sequences that we got at the beginning with the Aes Sedai...
Like Swan should have died.
Leandrin got double stabbed. Okay, shout out to Alana being Battle Aja, Green Aes Sedai,
badass.
And her warders. Like, way to go.
And Ivan, pour one out.
Pour one out for Ivan because he died before we could do anything to save him.
Right, it was like immediate.
It was immediate. And that makes sense. Like, if you're stabbed through the heart, like, you can't...
We can't have that many fight sequences.
Yeah.
And have no one of importance die.
That's true. And we did get an Aes Sedai sliced in half there. I don't know if you noticed that one. But like
did
at
notice.
The waist, that's like some...
In half. And then Lyanna just beating someone's head in.
With her staff. I loved it. Yeah. I loved it. I loved the physical aspect of the channeling battles. Like there was a definite like physical... element for sure. Well, and then we were using physical things around the room, like we were breaking the pillars to bring down on Nynaeve and throwing the thing at Swan with the physicality of it all, doing all that stuff.
Moraine saving Swan.
I know. We need to watch that again
are we
because
thinking that that's the first time they've seen each other since.
I think a definite maybe. Yeah, I think so.
It felt like
it felt like they know that they're both close by, like they know. But, like, they haven't acknowledged... They're not acknowledging each other.
And then we specifically had Moraine channeling.
Yeah.
And the last we saw Swan and Moraine together, Swan thought that Moraine was stilled.
And then lying about being still. Like, it was a whole mess. It was a whole mess. And they have, like, a breakup. Anyways, okay.
Yeah.
Back to it. Let's end this by talking about where we're all going.
Okay.
We have...
Oh, I want to talk about...
Okay, do it.
I don't want to let you end anything.
That's fine.
I just want to talk about the whole thing all night, forever.
No, I want to talk about episode 2.
I know you want to go to episode 2. Okay, I want to talk about back to Egwene's testing.
Yeah.
We have Lyanna, Swan, and a new sister.
Yeah, Alviarin. Yeah.
So I just wanted to note that.
Yeah, I like that it's very tight-knit where we have Egwene telling, like, Swan, I'm going through the arches. And then it's like as few people to know about Egwene going in as possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that works out for everybody.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so we've got Rand going...
Oh, we didn't even talk about Maiden's Kiss.
Oh, fantastic.
So good.
Again, and if you the books, it's the books.
Best.
It's the books.
That's the best. Okay.
And I love when they're like, hey, you want to play Maiden's Kiss? Matt's like, yeah. And Perrin is like, no. Like, this is a trap. You should know. Yeah. Don't do it, man.
Don't do it. Except that he seemed to enjoy it.
Yeah, it seemed okay.
He had several stab marks.
You know what?
Which means that the kisses are good, right?
Was it? No, that means that he did a bad job.
Oh, really?
It gets closer when you do a bad job. You get further away when you do a good job.
Uh-oh.
Implying that you can be killed by being a bad kisser.
Oh, no. That's a fun game.
Well, you know.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's so good. Okay. I love that the entire time we're getting all of these things that in the book actually happen in Tyr.
Yeah. And we're talking about going to Tyr.
Talking about going to Tyr. We need to go to Tyr.
Not freaking going to Tyr, man.
And then
not
at the
going to
end,
Tyr.
we get...
Going to the Aiel Waste.
You're not my mom.
You're not my real mom.
You're not my real mom.
You can't tell me where to go. I'm not going to
tell me what to do.
I'm not going to get Kalendor in the Stone of Tyr, and we're not even talking about Matt talking a different language a bunch. We're not even talking about that.
And his memories.
And his memories and
so
issues.
So good. Oh my god, all of it's so good.
Yeah.
Everything that happened.
And there's some mentorship with like Loyal and Rand, and then like Elaine and Rand are doing some mentorship stuff.
She's like giving him some tips on how to be a ruler.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Cliff's Notes, like get it done, buddy.
Yeah. Okay. And Aviendha just hates Rand. It's the best.
I love it. I love it.
I love that they're enemies.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I love that.
Okay, where are we going? So we have Rand, Egwene,
Moraine and Lan
going to the Aiel Waste. Yes.
We have Matt.
Got Matt, yeah.
Staying in Tar Valon.
And Nynaeve is staying in Tar Valon.
She needs to go back to the tower because she really does need to learn.
She's got to figure out how to channel.
Yeah.
Like legit.
Yeah.
And so is Elaine because she is the daughter, or she needs to stay here.
That's where she's supposed to be.
Yeah, so we've got Nynaeve, Elaine, and Matt here. And then we've got Perrin, Loyal, Bane, and Chiad, the other two Aiel.
Going back to the Two Rivers. He's going home. Oh, and he got his ring sliced off.
Yes. Oh, I hated that so much. Not for the breaking of the rim, but for the axe.
For him.
Well, yeah, that was bad. But the axe, like going between it's like the worst paper cut because it's. But that's like the only thing that I have to reference it for.
Yeah.
Is like getting a paper cut between your fingers is
ouch.
The worst. And he got
ouch.
He got the axe.
Is that bleeding? No, but ouch. That hurts though.
Ouch though. Yeah.
And are you proud of me? The whole scene that Rand was attacking himself, I didn't make a Dwight reference, even though it was happening in my head the whole time.
Well, there's no defense against that, right?
Right.
Yeah. Fantastic episode. I love it so much. They've won me again. I was going to say they won me over, but they won me over ever since the beginning.
Yeah, there's not a lot I didn't love.
There is nothing I didn't love. I was so excited. And
I don't like Moraine not in blue.
Oh, okay.
She was in purple.
Oh.
But her wig is better.
Okay.
This season.
Yeah, bigger budget, you know?
Better hair all around.
Good job, everyone.
Yeah, even Elaine's hair is better. Like,
that's what we were all worried about. It was
too red last season. I actually was thinking a little bit, and so I like it's more strawberry blonde.
Okay.
And I like that she has the look of the Aiel that Aviendha likes.
Yeah.
It's
so man. Okay.
Yeah.
Episode 2, here we come.
Okay.
All right.
Anything else?
No, let's go watch. I gotta go watch.
Okay, fine.
We'll do a bigger breakdown later. It doesn't matter. Let's go watch.
When?
A year and a half from now, right before season 4 comes out. Okay. Let's do this thing.
Okay, sounds good. Because as we say around here, it's part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Hey, thanks so much for sticking around. That's the end of another fun episode. The Wheel Weaves is hosted and edited by Dani and Brett and produced by Dani and Brett with Passion Socks, Cody Feltz, Benjamin, Jamie Young, Megan, Jared Berg, Ricky Morissette, Adam, Mozyme, Michelle Forbes, MKM, Antoine Benoit, Lawrence Bradley, Colby T, Gabby Young, Rycat, Zane Sayaka, Matrix, Matt Truss, The Albatross, Bratimus Prime, Sarah Creech, Sims, and Saverio Bartolini. With music by Audionautics. Now, everyone, please be sure to go check out our Patreon page if you are interested in supporting us and the podcast. We'd love to send you some Patreon exclusive merchandise as a thank you, plus you'll gain access to our episodes earlier than everyone else. And at the time of recording, we have almost 50 bonus episodes for your listening pleasure. Find all that and more at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. As always, please be sure to give us a 5-star review because it really does make a huge difference in helping other people find us. And be sure to tell a friend, Riyadh, because referrals really are the best compliment. For general information about our show, like how to send us shot glasses, how to join our Discord, and how to get in touch with us, visit thewheelweavespodcast.com. Thanks again for listening. This really is part of the pattern now.